Hey guys, Callum here, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be reviewing Doctor Who Series 11 Episode 5, the Tsuranga Conundrum. I think that's how you pronounce that word. I'm a bit under the weather right now. I've got a bit of a blocked nose, and I'm very tired after working for the last 3 days, but I'm here now. As I said, this is a bit late because of obviously my schedule. Next week we'll be returning to normal time, so on the Sunday night it will be uploaded, hopefully, if my computer doesn't decide to be annoying. Anyway, let's talk about this episode. Now, this is going to be an interesting one because, oh my god, this episode was very, very dull. This is the first episode where I have a realization that I think Chris Chibnall can't really write well for Doctor Who in a sci-fi aspect. I was a bit more forgiving in the second episode, as you know, the Ghost Monument. I gave it a 7.5 because when it comes to Doctor Who, because it's Doctor Who, I instantly I enjoy myself, and I did generally enjoy that episode. But I know that other people didn't. But now I think everybody's now kind of realizing how dull his writing is. And that's really been the case for the last 2 weeks. This week, again, like most weeks that Chibnall has been writing, the concept and the initial plot is a very interesting one. But as the story this week goes on, it just drags on and it's extremely dull. Which is odd because it feels like there's information being flown at you 100 miles per hour. Because there was a lot of dialogue, a lot of dialogue this week, and I just feel like that slowly is going to lose a lot of people's interest, because the viewing figures so far for this series has actually been quite good compared to the last couple years. It's not on the sort of David Tennant era level, but it's been better than all of Capaldi's series and most of Smith's series. But it's going to get to a point where people are going to turn off, and this episode I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people turn off. Really, the plot itself is just very boring and it doesn't really go anywhere. They're like, at the beginning it's quite interesting because they're on a junkyard planet and they're scanning for something. I can't remember what they're scanning for, but they find a sonic mine, it explodes, they're all injured and stuff. They are on the ship, and that's where it starts to sort of dive down into boredom, really, because the first 5 minutes it's just dialogue, and it's also Jodie Whittaker just pretending to be in pain a lot. That kind of seemed out of nowhere. Well, no, I wouldn't. No, that's the wrong word. Not out of nowhere. It just felt like it was there when needed. Like, she was in pain for like the first 10 minutes, and then nothing, and then in the last 5 minutes, oh wait, I'm in pain. It's weird. I'm not really going to be talking about the plot specifically and what I liked and disliked, because I didn't really enjoy this episode. I say what I did actually like. The one thing I did like was the pregnant man. I really found that touching, and that's only thing I had any sort of entertainment from, because as soon as it was revealed that the guy was pregnant, I burst out in laughter. I thought that was really funny and a really funny reveal, but then other than that, I just didn't feel anything for this plot. I think the stuff with Ryan I probably liked, and I just enjoy, because the last 4 episodes I've enjoyed Graham a lot. I instantly just like what he does, but he was a bit set back. But other than that, I just felt like this plot was extremely dull, and I just feel like that it's going to lose a lot of people's interest. Well, the good thing is, now from now to the finale, Chris Chibnall isn't writing any more episodes. So let's hope that the other writers can pick up his slack, because I enjoyed the first episode a lot because it was new and it was fresh, and then onwards the writing, like I've said every week, apart from Rosa, but even then I wasn't a fan of the writing. it's been quite dull. So I just hope that going forward, Chibnall ups his game because he needs to, because it's been very, very dull. It just doesn't seem like he knows how to write in a sci-fi aspect or sci-fi setting for this show, which really worries me considering how he has a 6-year plan for this show. So we have to deal with this for 6 years or so, or less. I think that's all I can really talk about. This is gonna be a very short one, a very short video. This is more of a worrying aspect for me. Right, I'm just gonna give it a rating. The rating I'm gonna give it is like a 5.5. I really did not enjoy this episode. As I watched it, I was sort of fine with it, but then when you stop watching it and then you look back on it after giving it a bit of thought, it's a very dull, very nothing. I didn't care about the pilot in this episode. I didn't care about the 2 medics. I didn't care about the one who died. The male medic was a very bad actor. He was not a good actor at all, especially when he died. He just felt like he was reading from his notepad. I recognised the engineer from somewhere, and I didn't mind him, but the only person I really liked was the pregnant man, because you can relate to that, and it's like, and I'm glad that they kind of did something like that. Weirdly, I don't know why, but it's like he was the only thing that I thought was the best aspect of this episode, which isn't saying a lot. Other than that, I didn't enjoy this episode. So yeah, 5.5 out of 10. This is definitely the weakest episode for me of the series. I definitely preferred last week's episode because at least I had some silly fun with it. That's the thing. A lot of people are saying that Arachnids in the UK is on the level of like Sleep No More and Fear Her and Love and Monsters. I totally disagree, because at least with that episode, Arachnids in the UK, I can get like a bit of silliness, fun out of it, and the stuff with Graham in that episode was great. So I disagree with that. This episode is the one where I'm like, yeah, this was a very badly written episode with a very poor plot and poor characters. Yeah, that's basically all I have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I didn't enjoy watching this episode when looking back on it as well. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of it. If you liked it, tell me what you liked about it, because I'm finding it really hard to find anything good about it, really. And then tell me what you didn't like about it, because there's so much more that I would like to discuss about this episode being quite poor. Let's hope next week's episode is at least good, because none of these episodes have gone over an 8 for me, and that is bad, because at least in one series of Doctor Who, I think there's one standout episode, apart from like the finale maybe, because the finales are normally always good, apart from series 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. You know what, take that back. But during every series of Doctor Who, there is one standalone episode where we're like, whoa, that's a 9. Like every series has one, apart from probably series 7. But every other series has a really fantastic episode, and we haven't had that yet. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 5 more episodes. We have 5 more episodes of this series, and one of them has got to knock it out of the park. Or this will be known as probably the weakest debut Doctor series. Since, because series 2 of Doctor Who was pretty meh, with a very good finale. Series 5 is considered one of the best, and Series 8 has its moments but isn't great. So let's hope that Series 11 of Doctor Who picks up, because if it doesn't, this will probably be known as the worst debut series for a Doctor in Doctor Who, in New Who at least. And I don't want it to happen like that, because I've actually enjoyed most of the episodes. I've enjoyed most of them. This is the real first one where I'm like, yeah, there's a pattern here, and it's not good. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.